One of the worst feelings in the world is when you come home to play some video games, grab your controller, and it just feels off. And my hands just feeling weird was a problem I dealt with for years. Fast forward some time, 4,600 hours on Kovacs. In this video, I'm going to give you the fix. By the end of it, you'll know exactly how to hold a controller and have it be comfortable. And so in the past 5 years of using a controller with no aim assist, I've come up with a pretty unique grip. I hear Dashie holds his controller a bit similar to this, and I remember seeing an old video on Call of Duty Vanguard of someone explaining this. For the past couple of years, I have been holding my controller as such, with my thumb not being like this, but instead almost sideways. And so even if you do not plan on changing how you grip your controller, this video is going to help, but it is something I recommend you think about. And if you ever thought about changing your controller grip, this is also something you can use. So when it comes to getting used to a new grip or even a new controller, I have found that there are two best methods. Now, method number one, listen, this is made for some people. Some people are going to excel with this and just have fun with it, but it's simply just play. You're going to choose whatever new grip, whatever new controller it is that you have, and you are going to go and play. You are going to suck. It is going to be painful, but that is what you do. Now, method two is a little bit more interesting and thought out, more so around the idea of working smarter, not harder. But method two is the method I would use along with method one, honestly, because I just want to go and play. But this method two is if I were to pick up a new controller today or start using a new grip today, and I wanted to do it as intelligently as possible. So method two comes down to practice, rest, play, rest, repeat. And this may sound simple, but you'd be surprised by a lot of people that just think it's not worth doing, including sometimes myself and you. To give a bit of a show on what method one would actually look like, what it is going to do to your baseline skill level, I thought it would be cool because I usually hold my controller like this. I think I am going to go and just play a singular game, but with my grip like this. This is a more standard grip. If you've seen my live streams, which you should be in there, I put a lot of good knowledge out, you can see my average level of play. Just switching my grip like this, I may still be somewhat decent, but it's going to be so much worse. And you can imagine repeating this over and over day after day until you get better. Like, this is going to suck for a good minute. Okay, so before this starts, I usually get maybe around like a high 30, 40-ish, 50-ish on a really good game percent accuracy. My hand's wanting to go back to the normal grip. But the first method is pretty much what I use with playing with no aim assist. I just kind of jumped in and did it. I can already feel too, I have a lot less control over my stick. I don't like this grip. I know a lot of people use it though. It's also going to be odd for a little bit. I forgot to mention this, which is a really big deal. But because the grip is going to be different from what you normally use, it's going to be taken away from your in-game decision making. I really gotta lock in now. Okay, this seems to be absolutely horrible. My hand is still wanting to go all, like, just immediately back to how I usually play though. See, on COD with a max ADS sense, I would be so much worse. Oh, bro. I'm at least getting into half health with my normal grip. I feel like also micro adjustments a lot harder. Bro, I'm even forgetting like that I'm trying to film a video and that I should be talking just because, I mean, bro, missing those shots is insane. It takes up so much of your brain when you're trying to do something new that you've been doing the same way. And it's not that any one grip is not going to be usable for a certain person. You can make anything work. But it's about finding what's most optimal and what's gonna give you the highest skill ceiling. I could probably get pretty decent using this type of grip after some time. Yeah, moments it doesn't feel too bad. That's horrible. 31% accuracy, 16% critical hit accuracy. That is odd. I did not think it would be that decent. And play, oh, this is disgusting. Oh, don't show, bro. What? I think I just got lucky, honestly. That and I've just put in a disgusting amount of time. And so if you're going to use method 1, you would do what I did in that game over and over and over and over again. Until you got good, you would just keep on going. Now, it's probably not the smartest option, so method 2 is one that I prefer a lot more. So what better place is there to practice aim than Kovacs? I think for fun, I'll just continue using this grip for a couple runs, some random scenarios. And so this is what a practice session would look like. You would want to keep the practice session anywhere from 20 to 90 minutes. I'm not having to press my back button, so aiming like this is a bit easier. I also have a sensitivity randomizer on right now, so keep on changing randomly. I'm doing a lot less in my last couple runs. It's a completely new, not completely new, but a new grip that I usually don't use. So now if you were to go and do this, if you had a new grip or a new controller that you wanted to get used to, you would obviously be fine with a bit of lower scores, because in your case, you would be getting used to what you think is the highest skill ceiling for yourself. Also, it's times like these where you're trying to get good at something really quick, especially something that is as disrupting as a whole new grip or a grip that feels uncomfortable. You want to be sure that you have good habits in place. This is where I think things like sleep, diet, exercise, all the basic boring stuff starts to show a bit more than if you were to just get horrible sleep. For practice, it doesn't just have to be Kovacs. I mean, honestly, if a controller is feeling uncomfortable when you hold it, I would, no joke, consider just holding the controller practice. That could also be part of the practice routine. It sounds schizophrenic, but legit, not even just playing, just sitting at your desk, sitting how you would normally sit, and holding the controller. Because, bro, I know the feeling of some days you wake up, or if you're trying a new grip, a new controller out, you just wake up some days and the controller feels disgusting to hold. And then trying to play like that and trying to perform well as all of that's going on it's horrible. After your practice session, even if you think it's crazy, like I was saying, even if holding a controller is just your practice, what do I mean by rest? It's not something I see a lot of people talk about, but I am telling you, if you rest in between the times you are practicing, the times you are playing, and just rest in general, time where you are off of your phone, you're not doing anything else, you are legitimately just resting. I don't know what it is going on inside of the brain here, but if you're studying, trying to get better at a video game, whatever, any skill, if you implement rest in between, you just seem to not only perform better, but also learn faster. You can't overload your brain continually. And so I find that the best rest that I get, that is not just simply forcing myself to go lay down in the bed until I relax, is the Wim Hof breathing method. I am telling you, go and watch this video as your rest, and you will be rested. Now, if you want to be smart about it, rest can also just be anything else in life. Odds are doing the dishes or cleaning up your room is not going to take much excitement here in the brain. So you can use that time to do other things that you already need to do. Just step away from the game, step away from anything that is super excitatory. So after you rest, you play. There needs to be a time to where you have your controller, you have your grip, you practice, and now you have to put it all into motion. Pay attention, listen, when you go and you play, this should just be the case for everybody, should only be focused on whatever is going on inside of the game. Stop worrying about the controller, stop worrying about your grip. You need to, as best as you can, to simply focus in on the game and try to enter a flow state. When I say play, you just go and you play. Playing is not worrying about the grip, it's not feeling bad. You need to chill out, which you just did the Wim Hof breathing method. You're gonna be chilled out. You just need to go and play a couple matches. If something comes up in the brain, as in you're aiming worse or this grip is weird, your hands feel weird, ignore it and continue playing. It's gonna come up, you just gotta ignore it, keep on going. And so the playing time period could last a couple of hours. I'd recommend keeping it 20 to 90 minutes, depending on how much frustration you are having with getting that new grip to feel comfortable. Then you can only last so long if it's super frustrating, but if you're already nearly there, you can play for a couple hours and then rest again. And I think that rest again after the playing is also good because you just put it all into motion. You want to make sure your brain gets it in there. But I'm live on this channel right now, so if you have any questions about controller grip, come and ask me.